For those people they want to upgrade from the Samsung Galaxy Grande Prime to the Samsung Galaxy J7, maybe this video gonna be very helpful. This is very artistic and this is my comparison. Let's gonna start with the design. Actually, to coming from a phone from Samsung to another phone from Samsung, in my opinion, that's not gonna be a big difference as a design language. Home button, capacitive buttons, the power also on the right side. You have volume records and same thing over here. The difference is actually the J7 will be a bigger phone because it's a 5.5, not that big, and it's actually a thinner phone. So just put them these two phones together, you're gonna be notice that it's a thinner phone. You have a flash over here, no LED notification lights in both, and it's just a bigger phone, but in my opinion not to the huge big big phones. You just put them together, you're not gonna see that huge big phone, the J7 compared to the Grande Prime. But just only a few differences, as I told you, it's the thinner and the flash. Other than that, not big of the difference in the design. Now we're going to talk about the display, and the display actually what's making a big difference in this comparison for too many reasons. First, the size of the screen. So for people they would love to have a bigger phone, the Samsung Galaxy J7 needs to give a bigger screen, 5.5 display. The second reason actually is going to be the resolution. So you have 720p HD and you have actually 540 x 960. So technically you have a smaller screen and low resolution, and I believe also low PPI. So you have 220 for the Grande Prime and you have 267. But in my opinion also, another thing make big difference. So as you guys can see, I have brightness very much on the same level in both phones, and you will see that the Samsung Galaxy J7 is more vibrant and more vivid and more bright. That's because Samsung Galaxy Grande Prime is a TFT display and you have a Super AMOLED display. Actually, one of the things that I do really love with the J7, the quality of the display. Yes, not full HD or quad HD like in the other flagship phones, but I have no one complaint about the display. So yeah, if you want a bigger display and more quality display, absolutely your choice is going to be the J7. One of the important thing in the phones, actually the battery. When you're trying to buy a phone, actually look up to the battery performance. The Samsung Galaxy J7, one of the best phone performance. 3000 milliamp hour, very optimized. You have HD display, you have a nice Super AMOLED display. Super AMOLED display actually, even with the more resolution, helps actually to consume less power, because actually they use the dead pixels, which is the black. It doesn't light up like the other TFT or the IPS. No, even all the pixels light up. So this is eventually gonna let you use more power. Samsung Galaxy Grande Prime wasn't bad battery, but because you have the lollipop actually and 2600 milliamp hour battery over here. So I just, like, in my opinion, I found that this J7 has a longer battery. If so the battery is the thing, actually yes, jump from the Grand to the J7 and you will see that big difference in the performance of the battery. If the good performance for the battery and the display and size of display wasn't a good reason for you to upgrade yet, now the internal hardware should be one of the good reasons. For too many reasons actually. Snapdragon 410 actually, Qualcomm 1.2. It's a good processor, but it's not that high speed. Right now you have Exynos, a processor from Samsung 1.5. It's 8 cores, which is crazy fast, and you have 1.5 gigabyte of RAM. You have 2 gigabyte of RAM. Big deal breaker here, the internal storage on the phone 16 gigabytes, and the Grande Prime only 8 gigabytes. As you guys know, it doesn't last too much of the applications. Look up to the score, so you will see that big gap here in the difference for the performance, single core or multiple core. And I have tested actually, after the test actually, the games, even the heavy games, work with the J7 with no any problems. So if you need better performance, absolutely this J7 will be way much better performance than the Grande Prime. Now the software actually. Marshmallow, 6.0.1 for the J7, and the Lollipop 5.1.1. Actually, this is came with a Lollipop and stay with Lollipop. I have no idea if they're gonna actually upgrade it or not. Marshmallow here, we don't have anything after Marshmallow right this moment, so we'll actually see. These actually operating system, they very look identical, but you have actually Google on tap, so technically helps you to collect more information in the easier way. And if you just look over here, you guys not gonna be able to see screen mirroring for the J7, which is, I don't know why Samsung actually removed that feature from that phone. NFC, flashlight, very much the other stuff, it's about the same thing, power saving mode and etc. As you know, when you have Marshmallow, that means you have more optimization for the battery and the performance. I mean, to be honest with you, after I have used Marshmallow, it's less laggy and more smooth, and even the animation in the phone is different. Let me just show you. Go to apps, you see this one pop faster because this has more animation than the other one. This is more smooth than actually the Lollipop. I mean, this is actually, in my opinion, another good advantage to have operating system up to the date than the Grande Prime, which is still stuck with this operating system. And this is actually the way that it should be. So the more advanced operating system actually better than the old ones because they keep adding more improvements. Now we're just gonna talk about the camera in a minute. So we have 5 megapixel camera, we have 5 megapixel camera. What's gonna make the difference for the front facing camera? It's going to be the flash, because you have a beauty mode. You have beauty mode very much actually the same specification for the front facing camera except the flash. And the back camera actually, as you guys can see, you still have the same effect. You have the same modes, I believe. So it's the sensor actually 8 megapixel and this is 13 megapixel, and in my opinion having more megapixel doesn't mean you have a better pictures. You have HDR, sport mode, and so you have the auto, professional mode, panorama, rear cam, selfie, beauty mode, and other stuff actually, which is very identical. And even after I have tested these images, you know, came out of these phones, it's not that huge difference. Actually, you have full HD, so in both, so you can take full HD videos. But one thing I need to actually mention here, and let me show you, when you go to the front facing camera, so if you have wide angle camera, which helps for taking a group selfie and stuff like that, which is not on the Grande Prime, and the flash make big difference. So still, even the camera wise, the J7 will be upgraded than the Grande Prime. As you guys can tell, this is actually more wide and you can get more and more pictures with the same actually, or like more people with the same picture, so because you got wide angle camera for the front. After everything we reviewed, actually, absolutely, you have one question: is it worth it actually to upgrade, or should I upgrade or not? In my opinion, the Samsung Galaxy Grande Prime is a good phone. So, but if you are willing to upgrade, maybe not right now, maybe after a year, or maybe, you know what I mean, after 6 months, because sooner or later you're gonna upgrade, and you are thinking about upgrading to the J7, in my opinion, is gonna be worth it right now, because the Grande Prime is still available in the stock, and the difference is gonna be $100. So even if you are trying to buy any one of those and you are in between, if you can invest that $100, go with the Samsung J7. That would be actually better for you. If you like small screen and you would like to save some money, the Grande Prime will be your choice. That was very much it. Wish you guys find this comparison very helpful for you. If you did, please don't forget to leave thumbs up and subscribe for the channel. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you in my next one.